So today is quiz day, and before you take your quiz, we want to spend a few minutes to review. So if you'll please have out your pink vocabulary. Remember, yours is pink, mine is not, so that it's a little easier for you to see. And we're just going to go back through these really important words for a second time. Remember, when we're looking at the words, we're going to be focusing in on this first column. This is the column that's going to help us with 2.1. 2.1 is going to have to do really with these words, but we're going to notice a lot more words that show up within the definitions. So we have our eukaryotic word, which gets matched up to be D. Complex cells with a nucleus equals plant, animal, fungi, and protist. And so we do want to add in there that what complex means is it has many organelles. In fact, eukaryotic actually have at least 10 organelles. And so you should be able to name the organelles that are found in eukaryotic cells. The next word is organelle. Organelle is C, a small compartment in a cell that performs one function. And so we do want to know that this word function actually means that it can help the cell differentiate. So we want to add in the word there, differentiate. Having different numbers of organelles, like a muscle cell having hundreds of mitochondria, allows the muscle cell to differentiate or be unique so that it can do the job of a muscle cell. Our next word is ribosome, and ribosome is going to be A, an organelle found in all cells. And so we really want to underline that, all cells. And let's kind of off to the side remind ourselves that there are 4 organelles found in all cells. All cells have a cell membrane. All cells have a filling of the cell called cytoplasm. All cells have DNA, and all cells have a ribosome. So no matter what type of cell you're looking at, all cells have those 4 parts. And then the last word, lysosome, is going to go with B, an organelle found in complex cells. And it's going to digest parts. Now what you notice is that there are actually many more organelles here than in the cell than what are listed here. So what I'd like for you to do is add in an extra organelle.
Teachers, please, I apologize for this interruption. Student Services at this time needs all juniors who completed English during first period. Juniors who completed English during first period need to report to room 805 immediately. So I guess if you completed English first semester, needs to report to room 805 at this time. Thank you.
And so what I want you to do is add just one more word here onto the bottom. You don't want to pick the easiest word, the organelle that you remember the most. You want to pick the one that you need the most help studying. And then at the bottom of your pink sheet, if you'll write the extra definition. So you should have a little bit of room down here at the bottom of your pink sheet. You don't need to give it a letter, but you do want to be able to study just a little bit more. So you want to go back to your notes. Maybe you pick endoplasmic reticulum, maybe you pick Golgi, maybe you pick mitochondria, maybe you pick chloroplast, maybe you pick cell wall. You're going to pick one more organelle and write the name here and the definition down here at the bottom. This is going to sum up your studying for this quiz. In just a second, you're going to clear your desk and keep out only the word list. Now remember, the only things that should be written on this word list are the words and the letters that you matched up. You shouldn't have any words written here on the word list except the names of the organelles that you have here. Well, after you finish the quiz, you're going to turn it over, and then you're going to be working on page A21. This is the preview for the next Unit 2.2 on cell transport. The next part of the video is going to remind you how to do test corrections. So we're going to pause the video, take the quiz, check the quiz, and then come back here to look at how to do test corrections. Okay, so you have taken your quiz. You've used the picture to check your quiz, and now we're going to do quiz corrections. And so just a reminder that when you do quiz corrections, you write the number that you missed. So if you missed number 3, you write down number 3. Now this needs to be on your own paper. So you need a sheet of notebook paper. You write down the number of the question that you missed, and then you write down a word. So maybe you missed something that was about the cell membrane. And that tells you that you need to study the cell membrane more. And remember, you need to do 2 things. You might write a definition, and that definition might be from the book. You might write a definition from your notes. You might write the definition from your vocab. You might write the definition in your own words. You might draw a picture. You might create, which would of course be the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy, your own new question. And so you can pick any of these 2 things to do for each word that you miss. And so we're going to take about 10 minutes to do quiz corrections. Remember, you're probably only going to have time to write down the words, and you'll need to do the definitions at home on your own. Again, you're going to pause the video while you work on the quiz corrections, and then we're going to come back to talk about working on the lab a little more. So you finished doing your quiz corrections, and you should hopefully have about 20 minutes left to collect the data on your potato lab. Remember yesterday, we were doing all the initials. We took the initial weight, initial length, and initial texture. Today, you're going to be taking your cup and taking the piece of potato out. You have a couple of choices. You can just fish it out with your fingers, or you can put your fingers over the cup and gently pour, and the water will go out into the sink, and then you can grab your piece of potato. You do want to measure it using your ruler and weigh it on the scale so that you get your data. And then you need to actually calculate the change. So you need to do some subtraction here. And that's pretty much all that you're going to be able to do today because you haven't watched the notes on osmosis yet. However, if you want to try to go ahead and work on the analysis, you can. But the key point of today is just making sure that you get your data. After you're done measuring and weighing the piece of potato, you can rinse out the cups and just throw them in the trash. The piece of potato will go in the trash as well. And the rulers and the scales need to go back on the cart. So please make sure that you get completely cleaned up before the end of today. And that's the end of today's video.